his last year. It's really going some. And from what we can understand with the tic-tacs, he's 5-1 on. But I don't know what the round-by-round betting is. So, you know what I mean, Ari Blanca. He's got a lot to do here, isn't he, from the Philippines in this all-southpaw battle. And the Filipino, in fact, lost his native championship, but was still regarded by the WBA as a logical contender for this one. Well, risk of repeating myself, Jim, the weight here, superfly, 8 stones 3 it works out with kilos, and I really don't know how Galaxy does it.
No, I don't know how he does it, Reg, and I don't know how he's done it for so long, and still has the enthusiasm to talk about beating all sorts of records. A great little fighter, and this is a typical start. I think he's just trying to intimidate Blanca here, just stand in front of him. He looks at him with disdain, if you like. There's nothing you're going to do is going to trouble me, and I'm just about ready to go to work.
Remarkable, really, that he should be boxing so soon after the car accident last December, in which, although his brother suffered more damage than he did, he must have had shock, and obviously the cuts, it must be a worry to him, the stitching. But as you say, Jim, he looks so carefree, so relaxed, and a really good banger, as they say in boxing.
Yeah, even this early, Reg, he looks so much more powerful than Blanca. I think that the lack of power is going to be a tremendous problem for Blanca to get over. I mean, they look like 2 different weights already.
Well, he doesn't want to stand on those ropes too long like that. The Filipino, like as he did there, is ridiculous. He's got nowhere to go from there, and I don't think he's clever enough to use the ropes to his advantage.
See, Galaxy is just standing over him, giving him nowhere to go. He's so experienced and he's so confident, obviously, supremely confident. A little stagger there, caught a little bit square-footed, although it's made him back off, Reg.
Oh my, what do you think of that? The crowd, well, they're hardly believing it, and I'm sure this fellow isn't, as he gets the mandatory 8 count. Now that is a turnabout, isn't it? He looks so much in control there, almost contempt, really. Now he won't have any more of that from Blanca. Now, could the Filipino be the first to dethrone a world champion in Thailand?
Yeah, suddenly Galaxy showing a little bit more respect, Reg. That looks like a gun shield going flying there.
We have noticed that in the past, that the brothers were very slow starters, but not on the deck as quickly as this. Well, I think he's rather pleased to hear that bell, shakes his head as if to say, what happened there? And the referee retrieving the Filipino's gun shield. He must have been very excited about that. Jim, let's have a look at that in replay.
Well, Galaxy was staggered by a punch, and then he started backing off, and a glancing left hand. That was a good punch. He just glanced off it as though it was his cheekbone, but that was a good shot.
Well, coming out for the second, and a little bit too early there, the defending champion. I don't know whether the Filipino almost looked as though he followed through with the shoulder there a bit as well, Jim. It might have helped him on his way. What an exciting start this is. Well, the overpacked crowd are getting their money's worth here. And the betting, well, that's going to switch, and I don't know whether I'm being informed or not, but it's 4-1 against him winning now, Galaxy.
Well, Galaxy seems to have completely recovered, Reg, and I think he's maybe a little bit angry, maybe a little bit embarrassed, but taking a few chances now he wasn't taking in the first round. A little bit reckless here from Galaxy.
Well, the referee's letting him get on with it, to say the least, sir. I mean, he was pulling on a bit as well, Jim. I suppose that's fair enough in Thailand. Nobody interferes.
Yeah, I think Galaxy's pride has been injured more than anything else in the first round there. Doesn't like being on the floor, and he's just trying to regain the initiative here.
Crowd chanting every winning punch, Jim. Or they think it's going to be a winning punch from the back of the hall. Good game guy, isn't he, the challenger, Blanca.
Galaxy getting caught by a lot of punches now, Reg. Very reckless in the second round here. This is not like him.
And the heads are banging away a bit as well. Let's hope it doesn't have to be stopped with a cut with an exciting fight like this. Those photographers, they really are perched for another knockdown, and I suppose they're hoping that it's a Filipino on the deck. It makes for better local coverage. It's almost showing where he's going to put the punch, Jim, and the Filipino's ignoring it.
Yeah, but still Blanca's the one on the defensive. He's landed some good shots, some good left hooks and some good right leads in this round, but he hasn't troubled the champion again. The champion seems to be warming to his task now.
Well, at 30 years old at this stage of the game, Galaxy's not showing his age very much, and he usually comes on strong towards the end of a fight anyway. Just listen to that crowd. I mean, I don't think you would have even beaten that in the Kelvin Hall, and it looks as though he's got a good chance of stopping the Filipino here. Really, the legs are wobbly, Jim.
Yeah, that was the best punch of the fight, left hand. A good left hand from the champion.
And the referee threw himself between them there, not as though there was any sign of them fighting on, but when they heard the bell with all the din, who knows. And there's a rundown then for Galaxy. Only one loss in his career. That's tremendous stuff, that, isn't it? A fellow called Saxuri, and I wonder whatever happened to him. And that loss was way back in 1981, and then the bantamweight title of Thailand. But he KO'd Saxuri in the return fight only 6 weeks later. So there we go again then. Can they keep up for 12 rounds, Jim? It's unlikely, isn't it, this one?
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll maintain the pace of the second round for 12 rounds, Reg. I think the champion, as I say, a little bit embarrassed, and he wanted to get back into control, but he's back standing over the challenger now, just trying once again to intimidate him, block his punches, and he, without doubt, is a lot stronger than Blanca.
From a technique point of view, this is the smartest that I've seen Galaxy box in the shows that we've had on Fight Night now. He's picking punches a lot better, Jim. He normally wades in and hopes it's going to land, I should say.
Yeah, he was a little bit reckless in the second round, but I think he didn't mind taking chances just to get the initiative back again. But his defence is tightened up here. He's standing over Blanca and just controlling the action. He's having to take some counters, but there's not a great deal of power in these counters. So I think he's quite happy at this stage the way things are going.
Well, he's, as you say, standing over the opponent there. As Gary Newborn said, he's standing head and shoulders above them all. It takes a bit of doing at the light flyweight limit. Got a root for the challenger here, though, Jim. I mean, the hostile atmosphere, and what a good game challenger he is.
Yeah, and he's coping well with the pressure. He's been under constant pressure since the first bell. He's been pinned against the ropes, but he keeps firing back. He just doesn't seem to have the champion's power. And I think things are beginning to go against him now, Reg. He's finding it very difficult to cope with the strength of the champion.
Galaxy marked around the left eye there. Quite a bit of swelling. Good form line for Blanca. He drew with Orlando Bohol, who was then IBF champion. I think you may recall he was beaten by Duke McKenzie in London. No, just a push, says the referee, but he really looks weary, Jimmy, punching himself out of it. Not only is he taking the punches, Blanca, but in his attempt to fight back there, he's Really looks as though he's tiring.
See, he is the one under pressure. The Galaxy dictating the pace, dictating the action. He's really in charge here. His punches aren't getting home cleanly yet, but the signs are on the wall. I think once he starts getting through cleanly, then Blanca's going to be knocked out of there.
And it's a weary walk, certainly by the challenger, back to the corner. And, well, Galaxy doesn't change expression on his face, Martin. There's the referee collecting the 3 judges' scorecards. The referee doesn't vote, but it does go 12. And there's the rundown then for Blanca. And as I say, he got a draw with the Bohol, at the time was the reigning IBF champion. So there it is now. It's just going to be the same pattern in this round. Round 4. So I wonder how the betting odds have switched out. I'm unable to collect those at this stage.
Well, Blanca was beginning to look a little bit afraid at the edges in the previous round. I think the pressure is now getting to him. He's still full of fight. He's trying to storm back, but I just don't think he has the ammunition.
Certainly been a good champion. Will possibly continue to be here, Galaxy. Beaten of Venezuelan, Indonesian, Koreans, Panamanian, Japanese. Really put his title up against the best. Often had home advantage, of course. Purse is around $100,000, so I think it's worked out over that period. Kind of wonder he gave up Muay Thai or kickboxing. And he gets a better kick out of this game.
Blanca landed a good left hand bang on Galaxy's chin. No effect whatsoever, Reg. The champion really has warmed up now. And I don't think there's anything Blanca has that's going to trouble him.
No, he disheartens and sickens opponents, doesn't he, Galaxy, with his sheer strength and accuracy of punches too. Good variety of shots, isn't it, generally? He brings that left hand underneath a lot. He jabs fairly well with the right hand lead.
He hasn't made as much use of his jab as we've seen him in the past. Normally he boxes in behind a jab, but he's just been walking straight through Blanca, just standing over him. And I think he's looking for a knockout with every shot now here.
Well, he's obviously not too pleased about being down on the deck in the first round. He's not too thrilled about having a swollen left cheek at this stage. He's giving it all. He's not carrying the man at all. Absolutely ripping muscle, isn't he, Jim? You can't believe he can make 8 stone 3 pounds. Bantamweight division is 8'6". He would be very comfortable in that, probably even featherweights, I would think.
See, Blanca has a little flurry, then he just surrenders back onto the ropes again. He's not even been pushed back now. I think he realises how long at last he's going to spend all that time on the ropes. He's never been off them since the first bell.
And they're almost in there with them. It's a hard game, isn't it? And he deserves around the $100,000, probably getting more for this fight now.
Galaxy becoming a little bit careless towards the end of the round here, Reg.
Yeah, but he's deep breaths there by Blanca as the bell goes. He all seem to be so pleased when the bell goes, and can you blame him? Let's have another look at that, Jim, in the corner.
The pressure all the way through again from Galaxy. But once or twice, a little bit careless, having to take some counters, but Blanca's punch is no effect. He's flailing away here, not really impressing the champion in the slightest.
It looks though the cameraman had to duck a punch or two as well there. Out for the 5th then. And referee Lou Moret from America. And the way it's going, I don't suppose the judges will be needed from Venezuela and 2 from Japan, because Galaxy now is really in control, and this fellow's been buckling a bit, Blanca, and every punch now really being cheered there by the crowd, rather like the Matador getting the cheers as he makes the passes. Oh, and that's it. side of the head somewhere there, Jim, and I don't think he's going to make this count. It doesn't matter how long Morat gives him the finger signals. I don't think he's going to make that. No, it isn't. He just ran out of gas and took too many punches at the finish. What a champion this fellow is.
Is from the